Bang.
Boom.
Your boys.
Yeah.
Super duty, tough work.
And the place to be.
Visually.
Yeah.
Audio. The experience.
It is.
Welcome to the Super Duty experience.
It is.
Every week, Monday mornings, we're dropping dope shit on that ass.
Word.
Hot podcast for your ass crack. That's what we doing every week.
Hot podcast for your ass crack.
That's the new slogan. Podcast for that ass crack. So yeah.
Dog, my feet hurt.
How?
Because I got these hard ass shoes on.
Oh, you do got the hard bottoms on.
Dog.
Like, yeah, you are.
Like my wife told me this morning, she was like, you should take some tennis shoes with you.
He was like,
I was like, nah, you know,
I look too good.
That's some girl shit. Because the first thing she said, it's funny. The first thing she said was like, you should take some flats.
Yeah.
I was like, flats? What the fuck? Like,
men don't wear flats.
Yeah,
everything is flats to us.
Right. Everything is flats. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking? That just made me really rebel. Like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. No, thank you.
I'm good. Now I am regretting that shit.
Yeah, you should have wore some flats.
Right. These joints are like starting to come through.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, just for future references, man. I mean, you are sitting here for like 2 hours, man. You can take the joints off. The camera's dumb, can't see it. You know, you can be barefoot. No one would know. You know what I'm saying?
True.
You've been over here enough to, you know, say take off your shoes.
This is true.
In the future. Not this episode, because we already rolling, but in the future.
Right.
But yeah, man. So we here, man. We here, you know, hip hop this week.
Hip hop joints.
You know, we've been hitting y'all with the hip hop a little more frequently. Mm-hmm. And this is a topic, you know, so we got to do some shit where we not hating every now and again.
Right. Where we giving just due.
Yeah.
Giving credit.
Yeah. To balance the scales. Because we are known to give out some critique.
Splash cats with the haterade.
Be it fair or otherwise. We're very liberal. Very liberal with the criticisms.
Yeah, man. We be hitting cats with the heavy hate, man. And we be going in too.
Yeah, because you know why? Because we don't have to give a fuck.
Right. Yeah. We're passionate.
Yeah, and it's our shit.
Right. We can talk about whatever the fuck we want.
Man, I remember one time Ali was like, he's like, Brent, man, y'all be saying some shit on there, man. He's like, yeah, sometimes I be like, whoa, shit. And it hit me. I was like, damn, we do be saying some shit on here, man. Like we be talking about rappers like we just don't give a fuck because
like we don't know no rappers. Like we don't know nobody.
Right. Like we just know outsiders. Like,
yeah, like we just random dudes.
Yeah, we actually know people, but we still talk shit, which is kind of funny because we just don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's true.
That's why you don't see these kind of podcasts from other people because they actually give a shit.
Right.
And for better or for worse,
right,
we're gonna talk our shit.
Hey, yeah.
And it's our podcast, and we'll talk about who we want. So this week we're gonna do some positive shit.
Right.
And this week we're talking about the best voices in hip hop. Maybe we'll end up doing a worst voices in hip hop.
Yeah. But
this week we're going to talk about the best voices because over time this has changed, but some voices just always
are timeless.
They're timeless.
Like there's a couple that I ain't put on here. Not even in the honorable mentions. I'm thinking of them now. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
It's a couple.
It's a couple, man. So this could have been longer than 10, but we kept it to 10 joints.
Yeah. It could have been like 30.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that. We'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Right.
We got you stuck off the realness, the most infamous, you heard of us. Official podcast murderers, the show comes equipped with viewpoints to share. Grown man ideas for all those who care and want to grow, so go ahead and download. Every single week with a brand new episode. You're not alone in this world, cousin, so we share information and honest discussion and keep repping the culture like we supposed to. They spread gossip, but they never come close to. I can hear it inside their tone. They talk about the industry but never left their home. You get laced up with bullet points and such, plus empowering topics that they never would touch. You can put your whole network against a team, but Super Duty Tough Work's the MVP. Most valuable podcast on MP3. Priceless info, but all of it's free. So take these words home and think them through. Super Duty Tough Work is coming at you. You are now listening to Super Duty Tough Work with your host, Blueprint. Raw and uncut, adult conversations. No shucking, no jiving, and no bullshit.
Okay. The most infamous podcast. The most infamous podcast. Infamous. I can't even talk today. The most infamous. Bring back the Curtis Blow shit. Okay, the most infamous podcast on planet Earth here, talking about the best voices in hip hop. Some of these won't even require an explanation. Some of them will. But we're just gonna go into it, and this might not even be that long an episode because you know when you talking positively about people,
right?
Somehow,
You got a lot of shit to say.
That's how you know you a hater, though, because when you got some negative shit to say, you be long winded.
Right? You be going in.
When it's positive, the episode be 10 minutes long. Okay, so number 10, best voice in hip hop, Tyler the Creator.
Love his voice. The depth of his voice, is
man.
round. I would love to engineer his voice.
Come on, man.
It sounds really. You might not like his raps.
Right. That's the thing. I may or may not like the song he's rapping on.
Right.
But I tell you one thing. When his voice comes on, you just, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that with a voice like that?
Yeah, when I first heard Goblin, I was blown the fuck away.
Yeah. He sounds like a fucking goblin.
Yeah.
This motherfucker sounds like a computer generated voice. And you know, the wildest part is like, he was 15, 16 years old sounding like that.
Yes.
Like you knew it was authentic. Like, yo, then you hear him talking, it's really a voice. He really sounds like that.
Yeah,
real
really
throaty
deep.
and
Yeah.
deep. And you know, a lot of this shit this conversation is gonna go back to the classic Gangstarr song, It's Mostly the Voice. Because I think that is so true. Like for those of you at home, you know, if you got your Spotify open, look up It's Mostly the Voice by Gangstarr. It's off their Hard to Earn album. And it's a song where Guru talks about how, you know, a lot of rappers got flavor, some got skill, but if your voice ain't dope, then you need to chill. And so that's always been something I've noticed about rap. Yeah, someone could say the dopest shit, but if their voice and delivery wasn't there, then
It didn't hit.
it didn't hit as hard.
It didn't hit.
Whereas a guy like Tyler, he doesn't need outrageous punchlines.
Right.
He doesn't need to be the craziest with his pen because his voice is so interesting and engaging. It's hard to turn away once it starts.
Very true.
And so, you know, for he might be the youngest person that made this list.
He is.
But his voice is so definitive that I couldn't not put him on the list. He had to make the list, man.
Yeah, I love listening to Tyler. I mean, I don't like a lot of his songs, but when I do hear his songs, like even live, like I don't know if you saw his Tiny Desk concert.
No.
His Tiny Desk concert, I don't really care for the album, but his Tiny Desk concert was super dope just because he's learning how to use his voice now.
Yeah.
He's learning how to do different inflections and
That's
things
dope.
like that and rising and falling and even putting some melodic shit to it, but it has that same timbre though.
Right.
And it's super dope. I love his voice.
Hell yeah. So that's number. Oh shit. You know what we missed? Oh no, we'll do the honorable mentions at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 9 on this list, dopest voice in hip hop, none other than the Ghostface Killer. I know I gotta get that line. Yo, man, we want it so bad we might cry. Yo, come on, man.
Oh, blood on his wallies like ketchup.
Come on, man. Yo, man, Ghostface Killer
Ghost
has
man.
to have one of the dopest voices in hip hop. The history of this thing,
Oh, yeah.
man.
Crazy.
Like, there's no way you hear a Ghostface verse, especially, you know what's crazy about Ghost? When I first heard him, I wasn't crazy about his voice. But when he started making his solo albums,
Yeah.
that's when I was like, yo.
Because he got into his voice. When he was making the stuff with the Woo, he was more hype.
Yeah.
And he didn't really like settle in. You know what I'm saying? Once Supreme Clientele came out.
Oh.
Dog.
Every verse on Supreme Clientele, his pocket is so comfortable. He's inflecting so much. He's just like he's doing it. He's like, yo, man,
And the slang.
virtuoso shit.
Yeah.
And like, the rhymes are already killer.
Right.
He's got the rare combination of being crazy with the pen and having a crazy voice.
Right.
Because for about a 3 album period, Ghostface was at the top.
untouchable.
He was untouchable.
Yeah.
He was carrying the Woo.
Yeah.
When the Woo was whack, Ghost was just carrying them on his
So
back.
what was it? Supreme Clientele, Iron Man.
The one after that, not Bulletproof Wallets. Well, Bulletproof Wallets and then Pretty Tony.
Oh, yeah.
That 4 album run right there.
Even Fish Scale was dope.
Yeah, Fish Scale was dope, but like the Pretty Tony was like, oh, come on, man.
Hands down.
Come on, man. Like his voice, and the thing about him is like, a lot of cats try to imitate that style now. Like a lot of the younger cats will try to like do like the ghost face pattern and like the hype. You know what I'm saying? I'm rhyming the fool, but the bulls just stop it. And but they don't sound like Ghost.
Nah.
They don't have the tools that this man has. And they don't know how to use that voice properly, man.
Yeah.
Like he just sounds like the ultimate passionate rapper.
Yeah.
But he's got style. He's not yelling.
Yeah, it's like he's and he sounds like he's dropping game.
Yes.
Like the way his voice sounds, it sounds like your uncle like talking to you, like putting you on game, like telling you about chicks, telling you about the drug game, telling you about the hood. Like he got it.
Yeah.
All
man.
there.
Love Ghost, man.
All there.
So that's number 9.
Yeah.
Number 8. This is a 2-way tie.
Yeah.
Because this is one I didn't want to just pick one, so we just roll with 2. Tie for number 8 is Rock from Helter Skelter.
Hell yeah.
And Saphir from, the West Coast, Hobo Junction. For those who know Saphir, do we even have to? I know I'm an emotionally disturbed person. People think I'm talking about health, but I'm rehearsing on the rhymes most of the time. Man. He is so crazy. His voice is so insane.
Yes.
Rock from Helter Skelter. I mean,
Come on. Come on.
How many people sound like him now?
No one.
Right? But like when he came out, it was startling how he sounded. He sounded like the hip hop equivalent of like the bass dude from Boyz II Men.
Yeah, straight up.
You know what I'm saying? Like Mike, the bass guy. He sounded like that, but just like, okay, I'm rapping now.
Bars.
Like, how does his voice sound like that? And then you hear these guys talk, you're like, that's
really them.
That's really him, man.
Really them.
So like he's got one of the craziest voices in hip hop. And Saphir, a lot of people will miss him because his record wasn't huge.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And his style is kind of unorthodox. It can be a little weird for some people.
Yeah. Yes. He's definitely, and he was in that era though, what people don't know, he was in the era of originality.
Right.
Like when you look at what kind of West Coast stuff was coming out from AC Alone to the Knots to Saphir to all these dudes who came out right after like the Chronic and all that big first rush of Snoop and all them, West Coast rap, Volume 10.
Yeah.
They were some of the most original rappers you ever heard.
Yeah, Project Blow.
Blow, period. Like there was a point I remember when I first heard All Balls Don't Bounce.
Oh God.
And there was a song on there called B-Boy Kingdom.
Oh my goodness.
And that was the first time I heard Abstract Rude.
Oh my goodness.
And Micah 9 and AC. And I remember this record, and I went and found Bus and Jermaine. I said, look, man.
We got something to do.
Yeah.
We gotta put some work in,
Do
dog.
you hear this? Do you hear these guys?
Yeah.
Do you hear how amazing their voices are and how they've mastered their voices? Like when I heard AC come in, I seen it coming and knew it was a plot.
Yeah.
Legislation had a plan to kill hip hop. I got wind from the snitch. He kept in contact with this bitch ass judge who was paid off. Soon after that, he got laid off for the niggas. No, they're trying to check out my flow. Hold your black stallions and your black sheeps. The black clan ate it nigga and got heat. We met up on Stephanie Market, sparked it, macked up the target. We gon' pick up the number 1 park it. Young and strong, we bailed up on a front lawn. Remember. What? Come on, man. West Coast. I mean, we should throw AC Alone in this 7th spot, and Ab and fucking Micah.
Yeah,
Project. All of those West Coast guys are going to
All
win
of
this
them.
spot too because they are deserving of this shit. All of their voices.
Yeah.
When I heard that was a game changing moment as an MC for me. Prior to that, I never heard anybody do anything like that.
Yeah.
Like those guys were and are like jazz musician level.
Oh yeah.
With their vocals.
Like the shit that Ab does. Oh my goodness. Like just his voice is so, it's beautiful to listen to, man. It's like a fucking instrument.
He said, to kill the enemy, remember me? I said, what? What? How do you make his voice do that? I thought it was some kind of effect.
Right.
And you know what's crazy? His Ab was probably only 19 when he did that.
Yeah, super young. Super
crazy.
Young. And when I met him the first time and I talked to him, I'm like, that's really his fucking voice.
Yeah, he talks like that.
That's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yo, man. Yeah, that's number 7. I could go on and on about that West Coast.
Oh, man.
That whole AC Alone record.
That changed my whole life.
Oh,
like,
totally.
The West Coast shit, like 93 Till, even fucking Far Side, like all those dudes, like voice was very, very, Alcoholics even, like voice was super, super important.
Yeah.
And that's what made them stand out in a time where originality was very, very important.
Yeah, because you couldn't sound like anybody in that era.
Right.
Like the more distinctive you were, the more you sold.
Yeah.
Now it's the opposite.
Right.
It's like the more you sound like what's hot, the more you sell.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I feel lucky we got this to experience that, because a lot of kids, I think if they were able to experience that same level of originality of voices that we were, rap would sound so completely different now.
Yeah.
But it's like you can't really pop unless you sound kind of like Future, or kind of like Kanye, you know what I'm saying, or kind of like T.I., or whoever's hot at the time. You got to sound kind of like them. You got to have her cadence. You got to have her voice. And these guys we're talking about came up at a time when none of that was necessary. Like you could sound like nothing. Like that whole goddamn song, like
that was the point.
Yeah, to sound like nothing.
Yeah, to sound like nobody that you've ever heard.
Yeah, man, I missed that era.
Yeah.
So that's number 7. Oh, number 8. We'll do number 7. Number 7, dopest voice in hip hop. Pharoahe Monche.
One of my favorite rappers ever.
This guy. Where do I begin?
Oh, man.
I'm gonna start here though, because one of the dopest things about Pharoahe Monche's voice is, like, similar to the Project Blow guys, he knows how to use it.
Goodness.
You don't hear him sounding exactly the same song to song.
Nope.
He can transform within a song. He can, for 4 bars, he can sound one way. For another 4 bars, he can be inflecting higher and not sound like he's straining or he's trying.
Yep.
It's just all really natural, and he's got a really unique voice, at which, I mean, his rhyme patterns complement his voice even more.
Come on.
And so some guys have the voice, but they don't have the technical rhyming ability. Ghostface and Pharaoh are the 2 guys I think have the dopest combination of both. It's like, yeah, my voice is crazy, but check out what I'm gonna say though. Right. Like, that's the thing that with them you can't fuck with them.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Like, bring it on.
Oh, come on, man. It's a rhyming clinic.
Come
on.
Spit it out. Go ahead, spit it out. The anybody style you unchuck. Best believe that, but fuck MCs from the rear innovation you're stuck up. It's my terminology.
Yo,
Oh my God.
come on, man. Rain like pottery.
All over the track.
Give me the VAs. Give me the Yo, man. Yo, that shit is insane.
Insane.
To this day, people cannot top those verses.
Oh, no.
To this day.
No,
Like,
not at
those
all.
are performances to me that if those one verse performances should be in, like, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like, there should be
Smithsonian
the
and shit.
Smithsonian of rhyming, because those are moments that gave birth to so many other rappers in so many styles and encapsulated. Like, people don't know though, like, people were rhyming like that in that era.
Yeah, a lot of people were rhyming like that.
Like, remember when we first went to Dayton and we heard Picket Fence and Bad Daddy Shabazz and the Commandos? We're just like, what the
like,
fuck?
this is here?
In Dayton?
Right.
People were rhyming crazy.
Yeah, like Bad Daddy's voice. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my
Insane,
God.
man.
Insane.
And so, like, Monche is, and even to this day, his voice is still, you hear him, you know it's him.
Yeah,
There's
you know it's
no,
Pharoahe.
except no substitutes, you know what I'm saying, for Monche.
Yeah.
So that's number 7.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a break. Super Duty Tough Work hoodies are finally available from weightless.net. Order yours while supplies last. Thanks for your support. Okay. We back.
I'm about to listen to some records tonight.
You got to. This shit makes you hype.
This shit make you want to
This
go
makes
listen
you
to
hype.
these motherfuckers like, yo.
Because if you want to learn how to rap, start with the MCs on this list.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Freestyle and get your cadence and your voice right.
Yo, what I used to do, Pharoahe is a prime example. What I used to do, I used to copy his patterns and write my own words in them so I could learn how to utilize like different patterns and like and voice inflections and shit like that. And I that's how I used to practice. It was like exercise for me.
Oh, no. The next rapper on this list is somebody who I used to do that shit with. Number 6 on this list is a personal favorite of mine. Buckshot Shorty from Black Moon.
Into the stage.
People don't understand the performance that this dude put in on that album. Go back and listen to Who Got the Props. Who Got the Props was the first song on their demo, right? But you can tell by the time he got to their album, his voice and cadence had matured so much, he sounded like he was 10 feet tall. Yeah. On their first single, Who Got the Props, he sounded like a New York rapper. Yeah. When the time he got to fucking the album, he sounded like he smoked 10 packs of cigarettes a day. Yeah. He sounded like a goddamn dragon. Like, I'm the wack, come follow me. Take you on a journey of a real MC. Mind thinks the body thinks the mind's crazy. I'm crazy. Yo, man, he was insane.
Yes.
In fucking insane. Yeah. Like, there's songs on there where to this day, I go back and I'm just amazed at how great he sounds as an MC. Yeah. Period. You can be a dope rapper. He doesn't have the craziest lines, but Buckshot to me is the epitome of the rapper who doesn't need the craziest lines.
Oh yeah.
His delivery, his delivery is so crazy. He can say whatever the fuck he want to say at any time, and it sounds dope.
I mean, because I Got You Open, that's what sold it.
Yeah,
was his voice. Yes, the delivery.
You know, I got you open.
Yeah, like the delivery.
And can we talk about the remix?
Man walk the streets at night, like looking for the right one.
Yes,
baby.
Dog, the remix when he came back and he would do his thing. We had like this kind of like dance hallish cadence he would do sometimes. Yeah, yo, man, we could do a whole episode on that performance. Yeah, like that record and the vocal performance on that record and on the Most Infamous. Mobb Deep. Those two, Prodigy and Most Infamous, to me are the most slept on classic top 10 MC performances of all time from guys who are not considered top 10. I will put those two records, their performances, verse for verse,
up against anybody.
Anybody in the history of anyone of their peers, anybody who people think is the dopest, those two records stand up against all of it.
And you think about it, like that whole crew, all of Boot Camp Click, Smith and Wesson,
dope
like
voices.
All of them had dope voices.
Yeah.
All of them had dope voices.
They did, man. They were fucking insane.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, man. So like that's number 6?
Yeah, number 6.
Okay. Number 5.
Yeah.
This one might be controversial to some people, but to me, it's like
just voice wise. We're not talking about lyrics. We're not talking about MC-ism. Yeah. We're not talking about, writers and shit. We're talking about voice.
Strictly voice.
I don't understand how cats can't recognize that this is one of the dopest voices in hip hop. This is one of the
dopest. Number 6. No, I'm sorry. Number 5 is Easy motherfucking E. Come on, man.
Yeah.
This guy never wrote a rhyme in his life.
Never.
But his voice was so dope that they said, hey,
you need to say this.
You need to be in our rap group. Yeah. How dope does your voice have to be for people to turn you into a rapper when you're not?
Right.
That says it all. They said, hey, man, Easy, we need you to rap this shit. He's like, I don't rap. I sell drugs. They said, hey, man, you're a rapper now.
Right.
Hey, Cube, you got something for him? Here you go.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
This motherfucker had the nastiest, fucking craziest voice. He sounded like, you know what I'm saying? Like your thug ass auntie, like crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the hip hop thugs, the Easy E. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like no one sounded like him.
No.
To this day.
And they still don't.
No.
They still
It's
don't.
incredible. He has such a unique voice that it almost sounded. It sounded so good, it almost sounded fake.
Yeah.
When your voice so real, it sounds fake. Like, how can they do that? They got to be either pitching him up or
because he sounded like a kid, almost like a little kid, like he was way too young to be talking about the shit that he was talking about.
Yeah, this little boy y'all got talking crazy on this record, shooting people.
Right?
Oh nah, he's fucking 25 years old. His name is Easy E. Yo, his voice is insane,
crazy.
And granted, he was talking some crazy shit.
Oh, very crazy shit.
But he's another one of those rappers whose voice is so good that you give them more leeway. Like you suspend all expectations of dope writing when you're listening to Easy E verse.
Yeah, because you already know. You already know what you get. You know what you get.
Exactly.
You know what you get.
Yeah, man. So like Easy E is number 5. Okay. Number 4. We talked about this man recently.
Yeah, we have talked about it recently.
But we got to give props for props is due.
Right.
And let people know we not real haters. You know what I'm saying? Number 5, best voice in hip hop, Tupac Shakur.
Can't hate on that.
Man. The irony of Tupac having the sickest voice is that there was a period where he was doubling up his vocals.
Yeah.
He didn't even have to.
No.
This man's voice was so incredible.
Enemies.
Yeah, right.
Hennessy.
Who else can you sound like?
Drinking enemies.
Yeah, from Tennessee. They gonna remember me. We still remember you, Pac. You right, man.
Yeah,
you know, his enemies hated him, but this fool's voice was so good. And like we talked about with I Get Around, and you know, when he found his pocket, he was incredible.
Yeah.
He just I get it, that's that easy. Hey, yo, bust it. Baby got a puzzle play. Yo, he just sounded incredible.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like he was saying crazy shit or even punchlines. He was never punchlining.
Ever.
I don't think he even had a metaphor.
I don't think Pac ever really did punchlines like that. He might have did a simile here and there.
Every blue moon.
Yeah.
But it was like, no, this man is just rapping, telling his story, but it sounds so fucking good that people are gonna respond to it, man.
And that's one of the reasons why I think people love Pac so much, is because there's so much conviction in his voice too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell even if no matter how you feel about what he's saying, he feels what he's saying.
He was really worried about his enemies. I'm drinking Hennessy.
Straight up.
You knew he was really with the Hennessy thinking about his enemies.
Right.
You could tell, like, this man sounds like he's somewhere in Tennessee thinking about his enemies drinking Hennessy.
Yeah, he's serious about it.
He's very real.
Yeah.
Tupac. Okay, Tupac is number 4.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. What up, everybody? Blueprint here to let you guys know that all 3 of my books are finally back in stock. That means right here, What a Night. This book is back in stock. It's $10. This is a book about the worst shows of my career. That's 10. Word is Blog Volume 1 is back in stock. That's $10. And also, The Making of Adventures in Counterculture. This book is about my Adventures in Counterculture album. If you have the album, you love the album, you should have a book too. That's $10. All 3 of these books are back in stock for $10 each, or you can get all 3 of them for just $25 right now on waitlist.net. That's all I got today. Thanks for your support. Peace. All right, we're back.
Yeah.
Talking about the best voices in hip hop, y'all.
Many of them.
We gotta talk about it. Yeah, the best voices in hip hop. We've hit y'all with 7 joints. Yeah. Now it's time for the top 3. Number 3, man. And this is one that should come as no surprise, considering how we started this episode. It's mostly the voice that picks you up. It's mostly the voice that makes you buck. A lot of rappers got flavor. Some got skills. But if your voice ain't dope, then you need to chill. Guru from Gangstarr has to be our number 3 dopest voice in hip hop.
Yeah, because one of the things that I remember about Guru one of the things I remember that drew me to Gangstarr was his voice.
Yes.
Because I mean, of course the beats were dope, but it was like, who is this dude?
Yes.
Because I don't think I saw him first. I think I heard the music first. And I'm like, I couldn't picture what he looked like.
He was the first monotone rapper.
Yeah.
Like, Rakim was laid back, but Guru was
voice in
monotone. Guru was just like, yo, I'm deep in the pocket. You can't pull me out.
Right.
Like, one thing about Guru that always sticks in my mind about his voice was like how they started off the Hard to Earn album. They start out with that intro. He's talking about motherfuckers just want to come up and stand next to me and shit. I never did that shit when I wanted to get on. And he's just talking, and then it goes into the first song, and his voice sounds all crazy. It's a long way to go when you don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going when you're lost. It's a long way. You're like, whoa.
Like, who is this guy?
What you need is some direction. And he's just like, his voice sounds incredible. Incredible. That whole album, like, if you want to learn, just like, as an MC, you should be able to mimic that album. That will teach you how to rhyme.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how to have a dope voice. You should be able to get in that pocket as him and find your pocket. And, like, that's one of those rhyming 101 kind of albums. Hard to Earn.
Yeah. I love that record.
Oh, his performance is out of this world.
Crazy.
Dopest voice. Okay, that's number 3. Number 2. This was probably without debate.
Nah.
I'll slap somebody for arguing with me on this one.
I don't see how people can debate this one. Like, some people might say this could be number 1.
Yeah, it's debatable. Yeah. Number 2 and number 1 could be interchanged.
Right.
But number 2, and this was a toss up when we ordered them, so you can debate at home. Number 2 is Q-Tip.
Come on.
From A Tribe Called Quest.
Come on.
Not only does he have the dopest voice.
Come on.
He's got the most distinctive voice.
Oh, very much so.
Like, you've never heard anybody like him.
Nah.
As soon as you hear him, you're just like, what the fuck is this? How does a person's voice sound like this?
Because it sounds like he like inhaled some helium and started rapping.
Right.
Yeah.
And his speaking voice is just like that.
Yeah.
He sounds just like that. Like, the highest compliment I can give to somebody like Q-Tip is that I imitate them. Mm-hmm. So if you heard my last album and you heard the song A Hero Dies Once, that is my tribute to Q-Tip. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to the cadence and the delivery on there, only fools penalize anyone who thinks different. They demonize all the ideas and don't listen. Defeated paradigm still push without thinking, so they can vandalize what the architects building. Yo, that's Q-Tip.
Yeah, it is.
That's Q-Tip.
I never even thought about that.
You never got that?
Nah.
Dog, that's cute. Now, next time you hear it, you'll be like, holy shit.
Yeah, now I know, because I know that song. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking Q-Tip.
While they strategize ways I can be the victim, I try to glamorize ways I can be the victim. Yo, he sound like being funded by claiming that they hate the system, but never wonder why things ever get different. Yo.
Yeah, that sound like Midnight Marauders.
It is. It's straight up Q-Tip, man. So, like, he, to me, is like the epitome of, like, just like a fucking incredible guy, a voiced guy, but who knows how to use it. Mm-hmm. Because it's not even just that he's got this incredible voice. He rhymes in a way that highlights it.
Oh, yeah.
His rhyme patterns are just always accentuating the uniqueness of his voice. He rides the beat. Yeah. Every fucking beat. He finds a pattern.
And he sticks with it.
Yeah. Compliments that beat. He never goes outside of that shit. And you're never left like, whoa. And when you hear him put out new material every year, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Q-Tip.
Like his last, like I remember the record that the Renaissance. It was one of his, like, just listening to it is amazing. Like his voice, I mean, and he's also a very great producer.
Yes.
But his voice is just one of those things that you can't turn away from.
No. Incredible.
No matter, like, some of the worst, like Love Movement, which I like the record, but it's definitely Tribe's probably worst record. But still, Q-Tip's voice is just
crazy.
It's just one of those things that you gotta fucking listen to.
It's a thing of beauty, man. So that's Q-Tip, man. And he will always be probably like my number 1 or 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to do a lot to take his title.
Yeah.
With the voice. So now we are down to number 1.
This should, I mean, you can debate with the 1 and 2, but
I don't want to hear nobody debating this guy. Nah. This guy's voice is so incredible that it literally will bring, like, hairs will be raising on your back. I mean, this motherfucker rhymes.
When the first time I heard him on the joint, on the Tribe joint,
he was like, what the fuck is this?
Who the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
None other than the Dungeon Dragon himself, Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes.
Number 1, best voice in hip hop.
Like a Dungeon Dragon.
Yo, man. Come on, man. Who's taking it there?
Nobody.
Who has a voice that can do that?
Yeah.
When he does his fucking reggae sound.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, come on, man. Him on a Time album.
Yeah. Oh,
wanna do something that wanna be number do this. Yo, man, who can do that?
Nobody.
Come on, he can give you that. He can rhyme triple time.
Yeah.
Clear as day. You hear every syllable, and his voice is so goddamn distinctive, man.
Like, and he can smooth it out too.
Yeah.
He got so many levels to his voice, and he knows, like, this is the epitome of knowing how to use your voice.
Yes.
Like, Busta is the epitome. He can do everything.
Yes.
He can do rhyme straight, you know, double time, growly, real rough and rugged, real pretty and soft. Like, he can do it all.
Yeah.
He can fucking do it all.
Yeah, man. So Busta Rhymes is the king.
Yeah.
He's number 1, man, with a bullet, man.
Yeah, can't really argue it.
Okay. So now, honorable mentions.
Mad honorable mentions.
It's got to be a lot of these. You know what I mean? Because there's so many of our personal favorites that might not have made the top 10, but we got to put them in the honorable mentions. And number 1, Abstract Rude. You know, we mentioned him earlier with the, you know what I'm saying, to kill the enemy, remember me? If you remember me, you remember I'm the one that broke into the Pentagon, took style out of bomb. The IPLS blueprint, I said it, that's a use it. No longer will you slander and tamper with our music. Yo,
oh my goodness.
Come on, man. Go listen to that. B-Boy Kingdom by AC Alone. It's featuring Abstract Rude and is
Micah 9.
Is it Micah 9 or is it Self Jupiter on that? I can't remember.
No, it's Micah 9.
It's Micah 9 on that song?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man, that song is, all of them sound crazy. But,
We've come.
Yeah, that's Micah right there. But like, Ab starts it off and he deserves honorable mention just because of that verse alone.
Yeah.
He's got plenty other shit, but shit right there, come on, man.
Yeah.
Second in our honorable mention, Grand Poobah.
Classic.
People don't understand.
Classic voice.
Grand Poobah.
Classic voice.
Step to the rear, Grand Poobah's on arrival. Song survival. He sounds crazy.
Yes.
Grand Poobah. He doesn't get mentioned a lot because he really only had one solo record that popped. Second one didn't do that well, but
he had a couple hits.
He had a couple joints. Like gosh, the one with the DeBarge sample he had. I Like It. He did have I Like It joint, did he? I can't remember. But Grand Poobah. If you're online, go look up Step to the Rear by Brand Nubian. That song is incredible rhyming. That shit came out in like 89, 90. Oh my God, he killed that. Okay. Bahamadia. Number 3 on honorable mention.
Like I would just want Bahamadia just to talk to me.
Yeah.
Like, she just talked to me.
I need to get her on the song.
That would be dope.
Somebody was trying to make it happen a couple years ago on Twitter, man. And I was like, yeah, but I think I wasn't working on music at that point. I was probably working on a movie.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't in music mode.
Yeah.
And I totally dropped the ball, but I need to get at Bahamadia. I need to somehow.
Yeah.
She needs to be on a record.
She has an amazing, like just the depth and the softness. You know, she's the only female on the list too.
Yeah, had to give it up.
Yeah. Like I love Bahamadia.
Crazy. Number 4, honorable mention. CeeLo Green.
CeeLo Green.
Come on,
Me
man.
and my family moving into my complex.
Okay, with a cereal coals put up next. They play that our community is so drug free, but it don't look that way to me. Yo, man, come on, man.
CeeLo Green.
He knows how to use it. He can do everything from singing.
Yeah, very well.
Yes.
Mind you.
To rapping. Yo, man, such a versatile guy.
Yeah.
Now, the next on this list, this was Illogic put this on his list.
I put it on here.
I didn't do it, so y'all know at home. And Blueprint is on this list.
Yeah.
Because Illogic put it on here.
Because I think you have one of the most distinctive voices in hip hop. I think no one sounds like you. No one has, and no one probably ever will.
Yeah, they don't be biting my shit, y'all. It's one thing I got the voice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Even on the podcast, I got the voice.
Yeah, like nobody sounds like you, dog. Like, because even if you listen to your older shit, when you were, a little more high pitched in the early Greenhouse days, and then you calmed it down, and then so you dive in and out of it. I love your fucking voice, dog.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother. So I just got to make sure people know that I wouldn't put myself in a list like that.
I did that. That was me. That was me.
Okay, so I added 2 that I forgot.
Okay.
2 more honorable mentions. Vast Air.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Need we say more? The whole Canox record.
Come on.
His voice is Jesus Christ. He's got the dopest voice, man.
Yeah.
And it's even doper because he's like 6'8".
Right.
And he doesn't sound like that voice should be coming out of him. It sounds like where's his voice coming through?
Yeah.
He's so fucking sick. And then Slick Rick.
Oh God, yeah.
I forgot Slick Rick.
Yeah.
But yeah, Slick Rick honorable mention, man. So that's our honorable mentions, and that's our best voices in hip hop. I'm gonna read them back. Number 10, Tyler the Creator. Number 9, Ghostface Killer. Number 8, Rock or Saphir, or this is a tie between Rock from Helter Skelter, Saphir, and Freestyle Fellowship.
Yeah.
And number 7, Pharoahe Monche. Number 6, Buckshot from Black Moon. Number 5, Eazy-E. Number 4, Tupac Shakur. Number 3, Guru from Gangstarr. Number 2, Q-Tip from A Tribe Called Quest. Number 1, Busta Rhymes. Busta Bus. And then honorable mentions were Abstract Rude, Grand Poobah, Bahamadia, CeeLo, Printnificence, Vast Air, and Slick Rick.
Yeah.
And those are the best voices in hip hop, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this. And we'll see y'all next week.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to Super Duty Tough Work. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Follow the podcast on SoundCloud. Peace.
Shoot, I got styles already that's more complex that nobody know about. I mean, super duty tough work.